All right. Let's. I want to get in. We got two big stories today. One is that the Nancy Pelosi has announced that they will be voting on the articles of impeachment later this afternoon, and they have chosen the impeachment managers, and they have been named. Also, of course, we're going to review the debate. Before we get to that, Donald Trump was in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. His first visit was in Ohio, correct? I mean, his first rally, which was a week or two ago in 2020. He is in Wisconsin. This guy understands where this election is going to be won and lost. And Milwaukee, of course, is Wisconsin. Milwaukee is actually the site of the DNC in 2020, and Ohio, of course, parts of Ohio, or I should say, and where did he have that? It was in Toledo. The reason why you go to Toledo to do a rally is because you're going to hit parts of Michigan in terms of coverage. And so Donald Trump understands where he's got to focus for this election. It's going to be, again, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania. There may be a couple other states, but those are the ones that he knows he has to turn. Or I should say not turn, but keep hold on. Here he is. Digging deep into the conservative playbook. As you may or may not know, in 2007, under the Bush administration, there was a bipartisan support for creating more energy efficiency. Why would one do this? Why would you want more energy efficiency? Well, because our energy, as it is now, is produced by largely, and particularly in 2007, by fossil fuels of some sort. And when you have more energy efficient appliances and light bulbs, that means you're producing less carbon dioxide, which means that you are not contributing or you're contributing less to the factors that are driving climate change. But conservatives felt that this was a major infringement upon our individual liberties to have inefficient light bulbs. And since those days, I don't know when it actually went into effect now. I think it was during the Obama years that it actually was phased in. We now have just incandescent light bulbs. They're a little bit more expensive, but they're far more efficient and they last longer. Or LED light bulbs, which are fantastic now. Initially, they weren't so great. They were a little bit of harsh light. Now they're great and they last forever. Not literally forever, but for a long time. But when your supporters are Republicans, it can still be an issue. And here's Donald Trump trying to make hay. Should we do? Yeah, let's do number 2.
Somebody said, "Oh, sir, don't mention the light bulb." You know, it's hard to make an elegant speech. I'm saying I brought back the light bulb. So the new light bulb costs you 5 times as much, and it makes you look orange. And I was more interested in the orange than I was in the cost. But you know what? If you want, you have it. And you know, the new bulb, I don't know if you see it. It's on there. It's a hazardous waste. That when that bulb ends, you're supposed to take it to a certain dump and gingerly put it.
Okay. That's a lie. There was the idea was that it's all going to be not LED, what do you call it? The fluorescent lighting, and that it was full of mercury and that it was going to be a problem, and it wasn't. And now the bulbs have been replaced by LEDs anyways, and it never said hazardous waste, and it was all a lie. But here he is. He's delivering his comedy routine about the orange. I mean, that is actually like his self-effacing comedy is an interesting turn. And he's getting looser and looser up there. Now, I wonder if he has taken artificial lubricants. But here
I'm
is
struck by his aphasia in that clip.
Yes.
Like he can't think of burns out. He can't think of the word for when a light bulb ends.
When it ends. And the bulb ends. Here he is. He's going after energy efficient appliances in 2020. But I should tell you this, that Trump's administration, they reversed the light bulb regulation. It will boost energy costs by $14 billion a year. So you'll pay more for the light bulbs that you use because they're less efficient. You just won't pay more for the light bulb themselves if what he thinks will happen will happen. It will generate 38 million tons of carbon dioxide annually. Now, it's quite possible that this is like a situation like the cars, where he wants to lower CAFE standards, and the car companies, even with California not being allowed to maintain higher standards, just say, you know what? No, because eventually we know we're going to have to go back to here. And why would we go back to the inefficiency when we know we're going to have to go forward? Like, there's no future here. I mean, this is like the BlackRock story, where you have trillions of dollars that are being invested in fossil fuels, and they make a decision, we're no longer going to invest in fossil fuels because they know this is not the future. And it just doesn't make any sense. This is how demented the Republican conservative mind is.
They're hungry for the rapture. They don't care if the world ends. They want the world to end, so all us Jews can go to hell.
I want the inefficient appliances, please, Mr. President.
But I say leave it. It's so unelegant to talk about it, right? Right? Isn't it unelegant? I'm talking about dishwashers. Wait till you hear the next one. I'm talking about refrigerators.
Yay!
Probably won't in the State of the Union. I'll leave it out because I want to get praise for making it. You cannot make a brilliant speech where they say that was such an incredible, elegant speech if I'm talking about dishwashers, sinks, toilets, light bulbs.
I beg to differ.
But sinks, toilets, and showers, you don't get any water. They put restrictors on, and now they made them permanent. People used to take them out. They put restrictors on. Try going and buying a new faucet. You turn it on, no water comes out, right? We won't talk about toilets, but you know that's
By all means.
10, 15, but we don't talk about that. Because I've said this 3 or 4 times, the only subject they ever talk about is toilets, so I don't mention it. But how about the shower? You go into a shower, and I have this beautiful head of hair. I need a lot of water. And you go into the shower, right? You turn on the water, drip, drip, drip. I call the guy, is something wrong with this? No, sir, it's just a restrictor. So you're in there 5 times longer than you're supposed to be. You use probably more water, and it's a very unpleasant experience, right? So we're getting rid of the restrictors. You're going to have full shower flow. Full sink. Did you ever go to the faucet? You turn on the faucet to wash your hands, and it turns on so easy. It's like this, you know, because there's zero pressure behind it, no water. You go like that, the thing flips on, and whoa.
What's the deal with faucets?
Well, I had that Seinfeld's thing for you.
Sorry.
That is, I mean, he's doing a comedy routine, and
I want to get.
Here it is. Well, okay, I just sent it to you. But yeah, right. There you go. Yes, that was the one there. But that is, I think that's going to prove effective, and that is a hard thing to. He's getting comfortable with it now.
He's really good at speaking to Americans in the way that they're most empowered, which is as consumers. So you talk about like the wall, and it's all about the different types of materials we can do for the wall. And what's like a big purchase Americans make is their new dishwasher, their new fridge. He's speaking to him right. That's American culture. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know. If I were him, I would not call attention to the fact that I've got toilet issues. I feel like there's probably garbage disposals in all the White House toilets at this point in time, considering his diet, and I don't really want to think about that.
Well, but I think that humanizes him to them. I think that he's just like our buddy. He doesn't think he's better than us.
He eats the same shit that every American does.
He is going more populist with that stuff. And I think you're going to see a lot more of that stuff going in the future.